Hey Wildcats, today we're going to work on order of operations. When we simplify an expression, we must complete the steps in the correct order based on the operation. The sequence of steps is called the order of operations. If the order is not followed correctly, our simplified version will not be equivalent. To remember this order, we're going to use Pendus. Each letter of Pendus represents a certain step. For example, first would be parentheses. If you have another type of grouping, it would come second. Always starting with parentheses. So, if you'll write out to the side parentheses and the next step is exponent. Remember, we just talked about exponents. Exponents is if when it has a power to tell you how many times you're multiplying the base. Remember to keep in mind, if I have x to the first power, that equals x, or if I have x to the 0 power, that equals 1. Those are some helpful tips we need to make sure we remember. The next step that we want to follow is multiplying and dividing. When we multiply or divide, we want to make sure whichever comes first is going to happen from left to right. So we will multiply or divide depending on which comes first, going from left to right. The same thing happens again with the next step where we add or subtract, but it depends on what order happens from left to right. Again, parentheses, exponents, multiply or divide, add or subtract. Now we're going to try a sample one where we go through each of these steps. The first problem we're going to work with is 27 divided by parentheses 4 minus 1 parentheses squared minus 1 plus 6. This sample problem is going to take us through each of these steps. Looking at this, I notice, yes, I do have a set of parentheses. I want to work what's inside those parentheses. 4 minus 1 is 3. Once I've solved that, I want to rewrite the entire problem, and it should get smaller as we go. So now that I've done parentheses, my next step is to work on the exponents. Do I have an exponent? Yes. 3 squared. Remember, 3 squared means 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. Rewriting the whole problem again. 27 divided by 9 minus 1 plus 6. Now that I've dealt with all the exponents in the problem, I need to see if there's any multiplication or division. I notice, yes, I have a division problem right here. 27 divided by 9 is 3. Now I have 3 minus 1 plus 6. Looking at this, how do I know what to do first? Because it is addition and subtraction, my notes tell me to go from left to right. Going in this order, I need to say 3 minus 1 is 2. Rewrite my problem. 2 plus 6 gives me my final answer, and my final answer is 8. As you'll notice, as you write the problem, it should get smaller, kind of forming the shape of a pizza. Now let's set up the bottom part of your page so that you can do some sample problems on your own. If you will, looking at the bottom half, if you want to fold this paper, crease the bottom so you now have a middle mark. We're going to make ourselves 6 boxes, drawing a straight line and then counting about 9 boxes for each one. Now that we have 6 boxes set up, I'm going to start writing number 1, and you're going to solve it on your own. The problem is 3 plus 4 times 5. Be sure to follow the order of operations. It's okay to write it again over to the side and use it as a checklist as you go. Good luck!